Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Like, Share, Follow. And this week, I have the amazing Carla Burnside, who is a digital content creator at Gibson Gifts, as well as being a University of the Sunshine Coast grad and former social media student. So we'll say that. So, hi, Carla, how are you going? So, I just learned that you're actually now down in Melbourne. So, tell me, you finished uni last year, is that correct?
So I finished uni at the end of 2018, but graduated April 2019.
Okay, so tell me what happened from then until now.
So I was working part-time at a grocery store as well. But in the meantime, I mainly did just some freelance work. So I worked as a digital assistant. So that was helping set up social media accounts and organizing domains and sorting files and things like that, and also as a design consultant, mainly for just family and friends. But up until January, where I got my job in Melbourne. So,
and so what degree did you do at USC? I remember you were in my social media courses, but what was your actual degree?
So I did a Bachelor of Creative Industries, and I majored in creative advertising and minored in social media and graphic design.
Excellent. Okay. And so tell me about your current role. You're at Gibson Gifts. So what does Gibson Gifts do based in Melbourne? And what sort of products do they sell? And what sort of content do you create for them?
So Gibson Gifts is a wholesale giftware company. They sell predominantly to pharmacies, like bookstores, chemists, things like that. And so it's really just mainly giftware. One of our biggest ranges is nuzzles, so that's like sleep socks, or we also have Sock Society, which is a sock brand.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we're working on a new brand, which is called Masket Masks, because I'm in Melbourne and we're in lockdown and masks are essential.
Now, isn't it?
Yeah. And the content I sort of create at the moment is mainly social media posts, but also advertising for other companies that we sort of work through it's sort of business to business articles and things like that. So yeah.
Okay, and so what platforms is Gibson Gifts on that you create content for?
We have a YouTube channel. We also have Instagram and Facebook as well.
Okay, and so are you producing more like sort of graphic content? Are you writing all the copy and making videos and things too?
Yes, I make videos. Mainly, I do write some copy. I'm running the Masket page at the moment on Instagram and Facebook. And then just general like graphics as well. So
okay, cool. And so I wanted to find out, this is more a career-oriented question. So what has been the best piece of advice that you've been given about your career?
I think like the best piece of advice I've been given would be, if you ever have questions or you're ever struggling, to just communicate. Like, communication is so important. And especially when you're starting off in your first proper grad job, I think, making it clear what you're comfortable with and what you sort of need more help with is so important, because, everyone's constantly learning, and it just, it helps to have like someone guide you. And if you don't let them know that you need help, then they won't know. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that too, you learn a lot at uni, but I think the learning continues once you're actually out working in your job. And even when you go to different organizations, that whole learning curve just has to start all over again. So yeah. And so what do you think set you apart from other graduates going for the role at Gibson?
I think like one distinct memory I have from uni that sort of relates to this was I went to a lecture where you were teaching us like sort of what to write in our cover letters and like what to do at like an interview and stuff. And I remember you said you wore a chicken suit.
Well, not to an interview. Well, I'll tell that story in a second. Yeah.
But I just remember like taking from that I think the main thing is when you go into those sorts of situations is to be yourself and like sort of fake it till you make it with confidence. So I think that set me apart, just because I had confidence in the skills that I had worked hard to learn, and I was really proud of myself. So I think just bringing in that energy was what set me apart from others, I hope.
Yeah, that's right. You know, being really sort of self-assured in what you know. And so the I have to mention, I guess, the chicken suit now because you brought it up. So this happened it was actually my final year of my undergrad, and I knew it was in the July, and I wasn't living at home or anything, so I knew that I had to find a job after I finished uni to actually pay the rent, because at that stage it was Austudy, so I knew I had to. So I started looking in the July, and so I actually applied. Well, I just sent like an unsolicited application to a TV show on ABC called Recovery, and so I thought, what can I do that's a bit different? So it's a TV show, so I made a video CV. And we're talking at that time, we're talking VHSs. Like I actually edited it using two VCRs. Like, this is how old. And then I went to different places that related to my, my part-time jobs and my, secondary school and uni, and got little on-camera testimonials, like to make up this thing. It wasn't too long or anything, but then at the end I thought, look, if they get that far, like, I need to do something to wow them and to show that I really wanted to work at this TV show. And so I hired a chicken suit, and it was the mangiest looking chicken suit you've ever seen. But I did it, and I stood on my head, and my poor friend Derek, he helped me shoot this whole thing. I stood on my head, we're in the chicken suit, and said I would do anything to work at Recovery. And yeah, and I ended up, I don't even think they actually watched that far, thank God. But I ended up getting a job there. So it's just, thinking outside the box, trying to get people's attention and doing stuff that is sort of aligned with the area, that shows off your skills, that, aligned with like that actual area of industry as well. So yeah, so that's it. But it's enough about me. This is about you. So
I thought I'd mention it because I just remember you talking about it and always being like, oh my gosh.
I'm actually trying to track down that VHS. It must be somewhere. So one day I will show the world. So tell me, what do you think are some of the skills you learned at university that have helped you the most in your current career?
So I think, other than using like Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator and stuff like that, a big one for me, was time management. So yeah. I know that sounds like a generic answer, but honestly, I think going from being a full-time student and like having assignments and, making sure everything was always on time really transferred over to my current job, with like in terms of my deadlines and things like that. So yeah, just making sure I'm on top of things and planning ahead. So that was a big one for me.
Yeah, and it helps so much, like it really does. And so, and what is something you wished you learned at university that you didn't?
I think like not so much a skill, but more like having self-mindfulness and knowing when to sort of step back and take a break, and just doing things that can help you clear your mind so that you can go on to continue working if you're finding your job stressful. Just ways to balance it out, like, even just going for a walk or making sure you definitely take your lunch breaks and things like that, I think really helps when you first start off. So, or
anytime. Yeah. So no, I've learned that the hard way, that you actually I guess perform better when you do take breaks.
Yeah, exactly. So
and how are you coping with that now? Because you're in Melbourne, so you moved from the Sunshine Coast to Melbourne in January for this job that you love, and then now you were working in the office, but now you've been at home for months. It would be.
So I am lucky that I do have a permit, so I can travel into the office every so often to take photo samples and things like that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it can be quite hard to stay motivated. I think that's a hard one for me, especially working from home. Like you just have to make sure you set goals for yourself throughout the day to make sure, I need this done by midday, just so that you make sure everything's on time. And it's, that's been my big thing, but I'm going all right so far. So
Yeah, oh, that's good. And I think even when students had to shift to online learning, that was a key thing that I heard that students struggled with as well, was staying motivated. And, I mean, and you could either go to a lecture or watch Netflix. So, and it was both a click of a button. So, so that was sometimes.
Definitely go to the lecture.
So that was really hard, I think, as well. So, well, hopefully it won't be too much longer.
Fingers crossed.
And do you like down there, like, have you got friends and family that you can contact?
I've got quite a few close friends, and I live in a share house at the moment, so that's really good. They're like my little family. So
because I would just, my heart would go out to you if you moved all that way and you were just living on your own and in a new place. And so I'm glad you've got a really good support network.
I'm super lucky. So it's been good.
Excellent. And so tell me too, what is one of the best social media related things you've learned in the last 2 weeks? Because it's always changing. So it could be like a tool or a hack or just some bit of information that you can share with me.
So it's really minor, but I was talking to my housemates the other day, and we're all sort of into film cameras and things at the moment. It sounds a bit
like old school.
Funny. But yeah, and they all have one and I don't have one. But anyway, I was looking on Instagram the other day, and there's a really good filter called Grain A4, which kind of like, it looks really similar to like what you get from a film camera. So that's my little thing I've sort of found recently. But yeah.
Okay. And what advice would you give to emerging professionals, social media professionals, or the like, or current students about how to succeed in their careers?
I think just at the start it can be quite hard. You can go to interviews and you might get knocked back, and it's a bit, it makes you feel a bit bad. But I think just staying persistent and being confident in yourself and your abilities is really important. And just, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes.
That's all right.
Where is it? Just to take up any opportunities, no matter how small they are as well. Even if it's just freelance work for family and friends, I think having that experience is what, sets you apart from others. And, it just gives you a real taste of the industry. So, just every little chance you get, every opportunity, I'd suggest to take it.
Excellent. Great advice. And of course, the most important question of this whole live stream is, who do you like, share, and follow?
Okay, so I'm sure everyone knows Hamish and Andy, but there's always Hamish's better half, which is Zoe Foster Blake. I think she's fantastic. She is the founder of Go-To Skincare and the Breakup Boss, and I love following her on Instagram and everything, just because it's so good to see, like a strong female businesswoman who's also like super relatable, and just, I love her brand aesthetic. So yeah.
Well, really good. So now we've come to the end of our interview today. So tell me, do you have any final words for the people watching?
If anyone is looking for any masks in Melbourne, check out Mask at Masks on Instagram.
Why don't you tag, like, put a link in the comments when
that'd be good, because I've just launched the Instagram page, so I really appreciate some followers.
Okay. I'll definitely go there and I will follow. So, thank you. Thanks so much, Carla. And next week it's going to be a surprise. So if you studied social media at USC and you would like to be on the show, please get in contact with me. And thank you so much, and we'll see you this time next week. Thanks, Carla. See you later. Before we go, I just wanted to say that Anthony messaged and commented and said greetings to both of us, and that he loved hearing your perspective and he liked hearing my chicken soup story. I haven't told it in a while, so and Pascal said that having discipline is important when you're home. That is so true. It certainly
it's major, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard. There's so many distractions, and I mean, the way I get through it is, as we were talking about previously, I have the same schedule every day. I get up and get ready like I'm going to work, and then I have lunch at the same time. I have my to-do list, and I take breaks at the same time, and yeah, so it's just pretty boring every day. I do the same thing, but I get the job done. Anyway, thanks, Carla, and I'll see everyone next week. See you later.
Bye.